So yeah, good morning, good morning. Gonna walk with me. Vocês querem caminhar pouquinho aqui na natureza? Let's walk a little nature. The neighborhood park, so close to our house. One of the big reasons why I live here in Austin, Texas. The music, the wonderful people, and the natural environment that is so accessible. Beijo a todos, big kiss to all. Just don't have an agenda really today, not promoting anything. Just taking a walk here with Jedi. Yeah, he's not gonna look at you because he's too excited, you know. He's too excited. Exatamente, yeah. But we're taking a walk and I'm just thinking, can't help but think as the month's coming to an end. Started a lot of the month, I put a lot of my focus on bringing people together in spaces that celebrate creativity, that celebrate artistry, but that also celebrate different cultures, culturas latinas, with South Americano, the showcase, you know, earlier that I put a lot of effort and time and over the years, and every year I'm like, why did I do all of this? You know, why did I work so hard to do this? But it feels very nice, feels beautiful to not just to have a platform to perform myself, and because that is the main reason that I took this on to do this. The South Americano showcase was, hey, I'm not getting invited to perform and I have new songs and I think I'm worthy just to showcase my new songs. So you know, in life, often you may have to build your own table, and that's okay. It's gonna take more effort. It's gonna require more time, but then you get to do it. You know, you get to do it with the love and the aesthetic and the pace, and maybe not the pace because things go way slower. At least that's the story of my career. You know, I have so many ideas, but I have certain way that I see things, and then, you know, I trip myself often waiting for something to be perfect, or, you know, anyways. But that's a distraction. What I wanted to say is just creating spaces where people feel connected is so important right now. I think this is the main thing that I want to highlight this morning, or the thing that is in my mind this morning. This Friday, you know, there was Brazilian nights at the Sahara Lounge, so the Sahara Lounge kindly asked me to curate this monthly celebration of Brazilian music and culture, the last Fridays of every month. We'll see how it goes. We had our second one just this Friday. It was lovely, and that's part of the reason that I have some of these thoughts. Excuse my English. I've been here for so long and I still have a difficult time with pronunciation of certain words. And I love the language. I think it's a beautiful language as well. But here it goes. So yeah, curating, working on creating, celebrating spaces where you can feel celebrated and cherished, but also where the people that are coming to those spaces, you know, they feel safe and celebrated and cherished, and has been meaningful. You know, I must say I get a lot of joy from seeing other folks, people that I didn't know before, and then friends of a long time, just really be grateful for the vibe that is being created, the vibe. I'm so sorry that I sound such like a new age hippie right now, but part of me has that ethos, you know. Here I am in nature. That's, you know, the vibe, you know. I think that's a big, through our work, our effort, our dreaming, our intention, and more hard work, but that you're conscientious of what the vibe that you're creating, because the world is in tense place right now, as we all know. There's a lot of fear, scarcity mentality, us versus them, dualism, smoke and mirrors. Yeah, a lot of people are throwing tantrums because they are so afraid. At the very highest levels of government, at least here in the United States, it's fear, 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 fear. Us versus them, and not a lot of ideas of elevating people's lives, not a lot of plans for imagining something in which we can co-create abundance, which this country is already very abundant, oh my gosh, you know, and innovation and community and connection and belonging. So I don't see any of that. So the good news is that a government was never ever giving us that. That comes from us, right? Throughout human history. And I'm talking about the vibe, you know, the vibe that you bring, that you create, you know. Another, you know, cheesy thing I would say, but it's part of all of this meditation, is be the change you want to see in the world, but not in a impeccable, impossible, huge, big macro way. No, in a micro way. No, you know, we're all humans, imperfect. Our shit stink. My shit certainly stinks. And certainly make mistakes all the time. And I hope there's a good amount of people that don't like my face, because that would be good. Don't want to be liked by everybody. That's not what I'm talking about, being the change you want to see in the world, not in this utopia kind of sense, but what's the vibe that you're bringing? What's the vibe that I am bringing, you know? What am I consuming? You know? If I'm only consuming crap, I'm talking about information, talking to myself, not to you, but what's the vibe, what's the output of that, you know? So, yeah, so these events, the South Americano Showcase, it was a beautiful vibe with people from all over, not just the Americas, but from places all over, musicians playing different genres, different genders, genres, different colors, different, you know, a little bit of everything and everybody represented. And it just felt so lovely, you know, really did, to celebrate everybody's artistry and to create the vibe. And I'm not talking that it's a big event. No, it's a small event, very small. We had what, 250, 350 people at the most. But the vibe and how people get to feel, you know, concentrated, not concentrated, sorry, hear my English again, focusing on the feeling, you know, the feeling that we want to share, we want to bring it. And it was the same with Brazilian Nights. This last Friday was the second one, you know, to see people crying of happiness or joy, smiles and goofiness, in a time that, you know, there was a lot of social workers and a lot of people that do a lot of conscientious work in the community that were there, and it's important for everybody to get a release the healing that being in your body. You know, that's what I'm doing right now in nature, trying to be on my body as I'm talking to you on my phone. But I'm gonna put the phone down now. I just wanted to spend a moment, about 11 or 12 minutes or so, connecting with whoever is watching this video, reminding myself of the value of creating spaces, curating the vibe so that it's inclusive, so that it is a counterpoint to all this shit that we are being bombarded with, which is very serious and should not be ignored. I am not suggesting spiritual bypassing at all. I'm not suggesting any of that. I'm suggesting that we put our privileges to work for the vibe of inclusion and love and creativity, which is, you know, by itself anti everything that is being put forward by the highest levels of administration in this country. So that is, you know, we've witnessed before. That's part of the reason why there was so much substantial music and art done in the late 60s and early 70s. And we can take lessons from those giants. We stand in the shoulder of giants. As a Brazilian tradition, with Tropicalia, for example, a lot of that music in the late 60s was not being explicit political messages, which is fine to have an explicit political message. That is totally amazing. I love Rage Against the Machine, one of my favorite bands, for example. But in the case, for example, Brazilian Tropicalia, you know, they were embracing love and creativity and freedom in such a radical way. They didn't even have to say many words. And yeah, they were persecuted, asked to leave the country, and you know, you can get to know more if you research Tropicalia or the histories of people like Caetano Veloso, Gilberto Gil, but many others, not just them. They're just the two main famous ones. But here we are again. Let's love and let's curate the spaces, big or small or medium, whatever you're doing. Let's bring the vibe that by its existence creates an alternative to everything that is being put forward to us, that is packed with fear and with ignorance. Okay? All right, there is we found a little running water here, so with that, yeah, we'll be done today. Ciao. Good, 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 good.